Hello, we're back again on another super sunny Devon loop. But today, for a change, for the first time in a long time, I am on the road bike. So yes, really busy on the roads. I'm only doing a little 20-mile loop and I was hoping to stop and talk to you before now, but it's just been so busy. This is the first opportunity I've had to actually stop and have a chat. In fact, I wasn't even going to do a video today, but I just thought the sun is shining. People want to talk about how I got into cycling. So that's going to be the theme of today's impromptu video. One thing there won't be a lot of is riding footage. So this road bike, I'll give you a little tour of the road bike in a minute. Really slammed, it's really light, and it's basically like riding a razor blade. So I have done some videos before whilst riding this, and once I went over the handlebars, so I have to be really careful riding this bike. It's quite difficult to control at the best of times, but there's no wind today, which is why I thought I'd bring it out. It's lovely on a day like today. And the other reason there won't be a great deal of riding footage is because I still haven't switched my GoPro on since last time. It's just there in the box. I promise I'll give it a go. I've got lots of options to bring it out, but until I test it out and find a way to edit the footage, I've just left it at home. It's on my to-do list, so I'll get round to that at some point. So I'll see if I can do a bit of riding footage, but it's mostly just going to be me talking about how I get into cycling, which I suppose is quite an interesting story really. So let's carry on. I'll find another quiet place to talk to you in a minute. So one of the things about this bike in particular, it's a 2 extra small. It's got 700C wheels on it. Toverlap is real. So I just had to go around a really steep uphill, more than 90-degree turn, and well, I caught my toe on the front wheel and nearly went over. I'd forgotten about that. It's a while since I've ridden this bike. Just makes it more fun and interesting, right? So from the beginning, I got my first mountain bike, proper one, when I was about 18. It was a Saracen and it had Suntour forks. And I remember getting some new bars for it and changing a couple of bits and pieces. It wasn't cantilever brakes, it was the other ones. Caliper brakes? Yes, so I had my little Saracen for a couple of years and rode it a lot and really liked it, but I never rode up hills. Always pushed up the hills like a proper mountain biker. Then I got the bike of my dreams. I got it secondhand and I was so happy with it. Don't know what is going on today. It is so busy. I just had to queue behind 3 cars one way, 3 cars going the other way. Done this route a couple of times and it's never this busy. Yeah, so I had my dream bike and it was 9-speed, had Dark Angel bars, 24/7 cranks, weighed about 16 kilos, Marzocchi bomber forks, loads of travel. Awful to ride anywhere apart from downhill, and I loved it. The answer to why it's so busy on the back road is here. All the traffic is diverted, so that's why it's so busy and why I've nearly been run over by lots of vans going very fast. Onwards. It's just going to get a bit of cake for the last literal mile home, and stopped at Greg's and they're shut because it's after work time, so I've missed out there. But they are having an absolute party cleaning up Greg's, so I'm going to I'm just going to see if I can video it so you can hear it without looking too suspicious. I suppose, to be fair, it is 4:20, so why would Greg's still be open? I mean, I think they should still be open, because what if you want Greg's on the way home from work? I think they're missing a trick here, and I really wanted a cold Ribena as well, but I guess I'll have to wait till I get home. Or ride again tomorrow and get some goodness then instead. What's my motivation here? Proper party going on in that Greg's, I tell you. I want to get a job at Greg's. Now, I am all for bike paths, especially when they keep you off an unbelievably busy road like this one. Check this out. Just goes on and on and on. I sit in this traffic every day and there's no way around it, in a car anyway, so yeah. But you have to put up with this, and those barriers when your bike is really slammed and you can't pedal whilst turning the front wheel, because I've actually caught my toe between the wheel and the frame once, and Oh, yeah, that was pretty scary. But I did just do a little hop skip just a second ago and nearly fell off. So, I mean, it's practically cyclocross. Cross is here after all. This is obviously just good training. So, yeah, let's carry on. I'm not even sure if you can hear me. It's so busy. So blimmin' busy. The theme of today's ride is not talking, it's traffic. Backlit by the sun again, aren't I? Something that is quite funny about this bike, someone said the other day, what's that weird scratchy noise? I was like, mate, those are rim brakes. Rim brakes. Remember those? No good in the rain, are they? Old school. Actually had to ride an extra 2 miles just to find somewhere quiet to finish talking to you. It's just so busy. It's like August busy, but it's not August, it's September. Where's everyone going? There's a little quiet bit up here, so we'll carry on where we left off in just a minute. As I was saying, I had a mountain bike from my late teens, had a Saracen, then I had my Identity, Dr. Jekyll. I realised that you can't ride that very far, it's really heavy, it's got 9 gears. Everything went into the Marzocchi Bomber forks. I loved them. So I sold that and I got a little cube. I really like my little cube because it was a cross-country bike, so you could definitely go a bit further. And then what happened was, as they say if you're from Cornwall, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. He had pancreatic cancer. So I decided that I was going to cycle from London to Brighton on my little cube mountain bike. I'd never ridden a road bike. And in fact, anyone wearing tight clothes on a carbon fibre race machine, I thought was a bit of a loser. I was baggy clothes, heavy big bikes all the way. So I'd been riding a bike for 20 years. 20 years on a mountain bike, and I'd never even touched a road bike. So I managed to do that. The furthest I'd ever cycled in my whole life was about 35 miles, and I did it by myself. So we left Clapham Common. I was wearing board shorts, flat skate trainers. All these roadies, probably wearing Rafa on their carbon fibre clipped in machines, deliberately rode past me saying, oh yeah, I did this on a mountain bike a few years ago, never again, and then pedalled off. There were a lot of hills where I come from, and my only deal with myself was that I wasn't allowed to push my bike up a hill. And the only real hill when you're from Cornwall is Ditchling Beacon. And I managed to cycle all the way to the top, past all the roadies who were pushing their bikes in their cleats up the hill. So I think I won. So then my dad he was terminal. So after I'd done London to Brighton, 56 miles, I realised that that's about as far as you can go. And then I decided to do London to Paris. And I couldn't do 100 miles a day on a mountain bike, so I had to get a road bike. So my dad died in the January, and then a few weeks later, I bought my Cannondale Synapse, had 105 group set, which I still think is the most reliable group set I'd ever had. And then I did London to Paris. I met some other really cool people and I got really into it. And quite a few people said to me at the time, you should race, like you're quite speedy. You should definitely have a go at racing. So I don't think I got a road bike till I was 35, which is funny because it's a few years ago, but I'm only 37 right now. Then I had a Colnago, which had, it's funny that people were suggesting when I was going through the Shimano SRAM debacle, someone commented like, oh, you should put Campagnolo on. No, me and Campagnolo are not friends. I had a full chorus group set it was all carbon fibre, everything. You have to have an Italian group set on your Italian bike. And I did. And I had Campag related Tourette's. It lost me places in races. It would fling the chain off. You had to go down 2 gears to go up 1. It would jam all the time. Oh, I'm in that bike. I sold it in lockdown for 700 quid. And yeah, I don't miss it. Don't miss it a bit. Nice looking bike, but practically just got on my nerves. And that's when I bought this bike. So I'll just give you a little tour of this bike a second, because it's quite special. And I keep saying I'm going to sell it, but it's too pretty. I don't think I can. So here is my air road. I own 3 Canyons, but I said I wouldn't buy another one again. That's for another video. Let's have a look, shall we? Had to put her in a hedge. So this was Pauline Ferrand Provost's bike from Canyon SRAM. SRAM Red E-Tap. I particularly like the noise. Oh, lovely. The one thing about this bike is the derailleur hanger is made of, I'm not sure if it's like cheese or just really brittle glass, but if you breathe on that, it will snap. I think I've had 5 derailleur hangers, and some of them, it just got brushed. So I have to be really careful with propping it up in case it goes down, because I can't be bothered to buy another derailleur hanger. Not particularly in-depth talk about my cycling career. There's probably still loads to be said. More a tour of the bikes that I've owned and ridden, and a lot of chat about traffic. Well, I hope you enjoyed the completely random ride. Like I say, I had no intention of doing a video when I came out today, but it was just too nice not to. Back on the YouTube, here I am. It's starting to be a thing, isn't it? And I'm definitely going to sort my GoPro out. I think I've planned my next big thing that I'm going to train for. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because it's still in the making, but yeah, I'm going to push myself. I feel like I need to push myself doing something. I've got no events for the rest of the year, as I said before, so you'll have to wait and see what I've got planned. I'm going to see if I can rope anyone else into doing it, because if you're going to suffer, you might as well find someone to suffer with and do it for a good cause. So I shall leave you with that. I'll catch you guys on the road another time soon, and thanks for coming along for the ride.